Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the water wherever you would call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever wander, and my faith will be made stronger.
Fabulous.
Whatever you want to do to make me look 47. Oh, it is possible. Yes, I like this. 2, 3, 4.
Am I behind?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait. The boys probably forgot it. Yeah. Call again.
Didn't get it yet. Please.
It's wedding o'clock. Awesome, brother. Awesome. Action. Back slowly. Like that. All right. I'll do it again. Slowly. You all right? Awesome. Tell me one thing about your. Tell me one thing about your bride.
She's perfect.
Aww.
Smartest, funniest,
Aww.
kindest person.
Aww.
I'm gonna start crying before the wedding.
Don't cry, you. Congratulations, brother. How you doing?
We're great.
Awesome.
Phenomenal.
Is this your first time in Kenya?
It is.
Oh, fabulous. Give me, what's your experience so far?
It's been beautiful.
Right.
Yeah. There's giraffes, there's zebras.
Everybody we've met is so kind, and I love them so much.
That's so
I
nice.
almost never want to leave. Chesterfield. I think we should stay. I think we should.
Awesome, awesome. Are you friends to the bride?
We're sisters.
Sisters to the bride.
Yes.
Beautiful. Tell us one thing about the bride that the groom don't know about.
She loves him so much, but she doesn't love all the anxiety.
Nice. You?
How about that she had a few shots this morning?
Woo! Makes it better.
$1,100 on the board, right? We're good.
Gosh dang it!
Stay there. Alright, action.
Please join hands. As the parents back away, we can all take our seats. My name is Scott Gillespie. I am Brendan's uncle, and I'm honored to be presiding over the wedding. We would like to thank Charles, the Katanga family, and all their friends for so brave when they asked us to attend and passports and vaccinations and all of the various things that had to happen to bring us together today. I'd like to take a moment to recognize and remember Karimi's mother, Siyumbua Ulinge, for you to consider on your life together. The first is, I believe, the best piece of relationship guidance I ever received. It came 40 years ago in an unexpected and unsolicited way while in Colorado. I found myself talking to an inquisitive and friendly gentleman who also happened to be a minister. He inquired about my relationship, and I shared that after a year and a half away, I was missing my then girlfriend and was thinking of taking our relationship to the next level when I returned home. He asked if he could share a piece of guidance, which I thought was very polite and I accepted. And he went on to share that he believed relationship successes based on all of the weddings he had presided over and the couples that he had stayed in contact with over time. That in his experience, the one thing that caused relationships to not work out was selfishness. He believed that lowering the expectations of what you get from your spouse and increasing your sense of responsibility to give was the secret. A choice by both partners to give more to the other than they hoped to receive. Some of our frustrations with our spouses and the things that drove us crazy. I decided after sharing a few examples that it would be more productive to remember all of the wonderful things that brought us together and how much more important these qualities were than the few little things that bothered us. We felt it was important to give these things weight. We also agreed that trying to change our partners was futile. And if we did that, we could easily accept a few little quirks. We decided someday we would write a book, and we would use all of you and your quirks as examples. And the name of this book would be It's All Part of the Package. May I ask the ring bearers to come forward, please? Thank you so much. I would like now to...
I wrote my vows on the plane. It was a very long flight here. So 5 hours into my 13-hour flight from New York to Nairobi, I just finished watching my second movie of the trip, A Star Is Born, which which explains my walking down the aisle song choice that I changed as soon as I landed. The movie had just ended, and pretending to look outside the window so nobody sees me cry, but it's obvious that I'm terrified of the little girl sitting next to me. So as the movie ends, I start to think about how grateful I feel that we are alive, and most importantly, aware of each other's existence in this world. I'm thinking about how last night, well, Friday night at that point, when we were at the beach watching the sunset, you said to me, I swear to God, Karim, if you don't take this vow seriously and goof off, because you don't want to be vulnerable, I'm gonna kill you. Or maybe you said I'm gonna walk away, I don't know. Whichever one it was, I know it was very threatening. But it was threatening in the way you try to act all serious and stern with me, but the look in your eyes just betrays you right away. Because you look at me like I'm the most precious, like I'm the thing you care most about in this world. And I love that about you. Okay. With that in mind, I laughed and I said to you, well, for you to say your vows, and then I'm gonna say ditto. Or I'm just gonna have you say your vows and I'll say, I love you because you're hot as fuck. And you said you would never say that in front of your dad. Well, I did, and he seems okay. Now, in the spirit of you not killing me or walking out, whichever one the threat was, I'm going to try my best to be real with you and serious for a second, whatever that means. Brendan, when we met 3.5 years ago, I was in such a weird and interesting place in my... At 26. I don't know. But COVID had just happened, or was happening because we live in Florida. Things are different there. And I was trying to figure out my place in the world, who I am, who I'm supposed to be, where I want to be. And then suddenly you came into my life, and slowly by slowly, emphasis on slowly, things started making sense. I remember when we first met, we somehow arrived at the restaurant at the same time. We parked next to each other, and we walked out of the cars at the same time. And I looked at you and I was like, oh my God, he's so beautiful. I immediately thought, I better just went with it. I was certain you were not gonna stick around because I'm very stubborn. And I also wanted to protect my ego at the time. But I went ahead and spent the next couple of months trying to convince you that we were never gonna work out. And there was no point, but you just never took my bullshit, to be honest. And I'm glad you did, because you, my friend, turned out to be the greatest wife and the greatest love of my life. And I cannot imagine my life without you in it right now. I love the way you have loved me all this time and continue to love me each and every day. You love me so boldly, so openly, so fully, so strongly, and there is never a moment that passes by where I don't feel loved by you. Stop crying. Yes. You love me through your selflessness, through your touch, through your goofs, through your poetry, through your cooking, through your crazy cocktails that we have on Thursday, the cocktail day of the world, as we all know. And you especially love me on Sundays, through your ability to just sit with me, look at me, sometimes in a creepy way, but also make me feel so loved. You love me so much. I love you and appreciate you. To give you at least half of the kisses you ask for each day, because you ask till you can't breathe every night when you're trying to read and fall asleep. To flick you off every morning when you're trying to proclaim your love for me before I've had my cup of coffee. But to also come back and give you a hug and at least 3 kisses after the caffeine has entered my system. I vow to always be by your side no matter what life throws away, and to make you feel loved, if only as half as you make me feel loved, for as long as you shall have me. I love you so much, and in particular you, my husband, also my tomato baby. I love you.
Better than I do. That was perfect. Now, Ditto. I apologize, I'm gonna try not to cry, but I have the voice of one of my British friends inside my head. And every time you're about to show emotion, he's like, "Come on, lad." So I'm gonna try to say that to myself. Whew, okay. Karimi, Bibi Yangu. You already said this. Every day I wake up too excited to be your partner. You know this because I tell you incessantly how good it feels to behold the wonder that is your perfect face. Which, come on. Even when it's early morning and you hate just about everything, I feel pretty important to be the first thing you hate in the morning. First thing you love once you've had the coffee you mentioned earlier. I often think about how we both moved to Florida in 26. We were orbiting one another without knowing it for 5 years. And though our backgrounds were entirely different, perhaps as different as two people could possibly be, we're also spirits who work well together. I mean, I say this all the time. We navigated the US immigration process, experienced major career changes, lost 2 cars at the same time in a catastrophic Florida flood. You earned a second master's degree. We got about 3 dozen Americans and people from all around Kenya to come here for our wedding. We get stuff done, and I think that's really cool. To think that you could have moved to Lowell, Massachusetts, okay, instead of going to Boca Raton. You could have met another Irish guy from New England, probably also named Brendan. Unfortunately for that guy, this Brendan lucked out and met the best person ever.
Ooh.
Karimi, you're one of the smartest people I know. You downplay your brilliance, but I think the 2 master's degrees in wildly different fields, 2 full-time jobs, and 1 awesome doting husband indicate the depth of your intelligence. All right, I will always encourage you and support your choices. I will always remind you how wonderful you are. Okay? Even though you like to act tough, you're so sweet and kind and thoughtful. Your empathy for the suffering and plight of others is one of your greatest qualities. Thanks. Yeah, sure. Yeah. I will always listen to you and validate your feelings. This is probably a weird angle, isn't it, when I'm holding this with my fingers? Here, 1 second. Yeah, I can do this. No, I'm good. I will encourage you to get outside when you've spent too long in front of your many spreadsheets. I'll play Nintendo Switch when you want a break from helping people. I will continue to try and beat you at Mario Kart. And that's what's written down, and continue to fail. I will let you win when we pretend to wrestle right before bed, even though we should be sleeping. I will never stop telling you how much I love you, which is like 20 times a day, so I guess I'll never stop doing that. I'll dance with you despite my sometimes unacceptable rhythm. I'll make you dinner every night, obviously, whatever you want, you know that, I'm your personal chef. And I will always make you laugh, and I'll continue to prioritize art.
Come on, lad.
Come on, lad.
Brendan, would you please place the ring on Karimi's finger? Before the ceremony ends, same place as the celebration was last night. For those of you who haven't been here, we will retreat to the tent for dinner and dancing. In a moment, at this point, If you would like, you two may kiss. Ladies and gentlemen,
It's beautiful. Yes.
move side to side. This way. Please. Everybody. This way. All right. Move this way. This way now. Move your hands this way. Pull this way. Keep it closer. This way. Two by two. Let's see. 2 by 2. 2 by 2. Whatever you want. Everybody. Come on, everybody. Everybody, move this way. Hold on, everybody. I can't see you right now. Do we have people from Maryland? Everybody to this side. So they get over here. This way now. This way. Come on, everybody. This way. Come on, everybody, let's move. I want you to jump. Are you ready? Everybody. Let's go. Everybody, let's move now. This way. Here's the lakeside. Everybody give a round of applause to him. He's really good. Come on, everybody, who's the this way? Give a round of applause to them. Come on, let's have a better group. Come on.
The competition. You gonna try? Let's go, DJ. Are we up there?